afternoon and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Friday. It is August 9th. And we've got a Twilight card over at Del Mar. The card starts at 6 o'clock here Central Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. I'm going to end up skipping the first couple races, and I'm going to go over to the fourth race because I like the late pick 5 today. So the fourth race has a approximate post time about 7:30 here Central Time, so that's 5:30 there in the Pacific time zone. The fourth race of the day starts off with a mile grass race for 40,000 claimers. Now, I don't really like this race too much to start this pick 5, but, you know, that's where they card it, so we're going to have to play something here. So I've got two horses I want to put in to try to get this pick 5 started. I've got the one horse, who is Aloha Kitten for Steve Knapp. Now, this horse is 12-1 in the program, so he's a price. This horse has a pretty good record on the turf, with a lot of his best work coming on the turf. So I just feel like this horse might fit well here. This horse was given a vacation. He's had one start since September. So what they did was they brought this horse over to Los Alamitos and ran him in a starter allowance race at 6.5 furlongs. I thought it was a nice tightener type race, workout type of race that Steve Knapp put in for this horse. The horse ran a nice race, ended up fighting for the lead, and then just ran third. So I didn't think that was really a race that this horse was looking to win. I think this horse has done certainly more of his best work on grass. So I'm going to put the one horse, who is Aloha Kitten, and then I'm going to put the 7 horses, Rugelach. Rugelach puts the blinkers back on. He didn't have them on last time because the horse has been running with blinkers. So puts the blinkers back on, gets a jock switch, goes back to Juan Hernandez, who Juan Hernandez has won with this horse a couple times. And, you know, an interesting thing about this horse, if you look at his past performances, you'll see this horse is a favorite every time that she runs. So, you know, it's something that a horse of this type of level just always keeps getting bet on. So, you know, certainly knows how to hit the board because she's, 10 out of 13 in her lifetime. But, has 3 wins out of those 13 races. So certainly a lot of money has been bet on her, and she hasn't always delivered. But I do see that, you know, she's 2 for 2 on the Del Mar grass, 2-1 here. Blinkers on, putting the best guy there in the jock colony with Hernandez. So yeah, it's hard to deny putting this horse in. So I've got the 1 and the 7. And let's move over to the next race. Next race is the 5th race. There's a 6 furlong dirt race for California first level allowance horses. And a couple scratches here in this race. One of them was a pretty big scratch. So the 1 is scratched, and then also the 10 was scratched, and the 10 was a program favorite. So this horse, Smiling Beast, was 2-1, and certainly was going to be a big factor in this race. So I think that leaves the race kind of wide open. I've got 3 horses here that I'm going to put in to try to get this pick 5 moved along. I'm going to go with the 3, who is Win Ribbon for Peter Miller. Rispoli takes the call. This horse is 6-1 in the program. Miller takes this horse off the claimed this horse for $20,000. Couple weeks ago when Del Mar first opened. So this horse, Miller claimed off of Isidro Tamayo. So, this horse ran a decent race, I thought. Tried to get out to the lead from the outside. Ended up getting hung out there, which you really didn't want to be there at that part of the meeting at Del Mar. So Miller saw something there, ended up claiming the horse. And I think, he has a tendency to do well with claims at Del Mar. So we'll see if he's put his magic touch on this horse. That would be the 3, Win Ribbon. I'm also going to put the 6 horse, who is LM Looking for Mischief. This is for Faith Taylor. Now, Faith Taylor has a pretty nice record in limited starters. This horse is a pretty experienced horse and accomplished horse as well. He's run with some nice horses in his career. Last couple of times he ran up against Clovis Connection, and Clovis Connection ended up winning those 2 races. So there is no Clovis Connection to run up against here, which I'm sure he's pretty happy about. So it gives this horse a shot. Horse is 15-1 in the program. Not sure we'll see that because of the scratches, but I do think this horse has a shot. They brought Irving Orozco to ride the horse. So Orozco has been riding the horse, certainly familiar. Maybe Orozco gets a win here. So I've got the 6 horse. Then I'm also going to put the 9 horse. 9 horse is Joe Don Looney for Mark Glatt and Diego Herrera. Now, Joe Don Looney gets in because they're putting him in for the 20,000 claim. So this horse has a pretty good record at Del Mar, has a couple wins at Del Mar. This horse was given a vacation as well here. So this horse, was off for a pretty long time, about a year. The last time we saw this horse run was back in May. Was the first time out in late May. I thought the horse just kind of, went out, stalked, kind of a stalking trip, and then just backed off. So, maybe it was just to kind of get the horse out back on the track. Horse has some decent works, and I just don't think this is a very strong field. And a horse that has some accomplishments like Joe Don Looney certainly be a factor here. So I've got the 3, the 6, and the 9. All right, now let's go over the 6th race. 6th race is a five furlong grass race for 2-year-old babies, Cal bred special weights. So these races have been nice. They've carded a few of these, and they've made for some nice races and some decent payoffs as well. I've got 4 horses here I want to put in this 6th race. I got the first one horse, who is Savac. Now Savac comes out of George Parabon's barn. This horse is 20-1 in the program. George Parabon's done pretty well with horses, first starters and babies. He has a tendency to do well with them. And the breeding looks like, this horse wants to do this. It's the mare, it's a Artie Schiller mare, and the horse is by Ohm. Now, Ohm's a fairly new sire in California. We've seen some nice success out of Ohm. We saw a nice winner by Ohm yesterday on a short grass race. So I do like the 1 Savac. I'm also going to put the 5 horse, who is Call Me Sir. This is the program favorite. The horse is by Sir Prancelot. Mark Glatt is the trainer, and Fraser takes the call. And this horse shows some nice works. And, this horse is a big purchase. This horse was a $75,000 purchase, and that's pretty good money for Calbreds. 5-2, no secret there. Horse does figure. All right, I'm going to put the 7 horse, who is Uncle Evco. Uncle Evco comes out of the Mike McCarthy barn. J.J. Hernandez takes the call. So these are certainly winning connections. McCarthy knows how to get horses up ready to go first time, and Hernandez has been the leading rider there. This horse is 7-2. Definitely no secret there. Now, I'm also going to put the 8 horse, who is Johnson's Magic. Now, Johnson's Magic is a big purchase price, $150,000 purchase price for a Calbred for John Sadler. Sadler's had some first-time winners recently. This horse is 9-2 here. Rispoli takes the call, so it seems to figure here. So I've got the 1, 5, 7, and 8. All right, now let's move over to the 7th race. 7th race of the day is the feature. It is the graduation stakes for 5.5 furlongs on the dirt. These are 2-year-old Calbreds. Boys. So in this race, there's a big favorite in this race, who is the 3 horse, R. Heisman. 6-5 in the program for Peter Miller. I'm not putting this horse in. Going to play against this horse and, hope for the best here. This horse has had 3 starts, has been a big favorite all 3 times, has broken his maiden, or first time out, this horse disappointed as a big favorite, got beat by the 4 horse Bodacious, then came back, ended up breaking his maiden at, it was like 1-5 or something like that at Santa Anita. And then they took this horse up north, ran in the Everett Nevin over at Pleasanton, and the horse disappointed again, ended up coming second at a pretty heavy favorite. So I don't know, this horse to me looks like he doesn't get out of the gate all that well. So I'm kind of wondering if, maybe that's just an issue here. This horse is going to be coming out of the 3 hole. There seems to be speed right outside of him in Bodacious and a couple others. So this horse might have a tough task here. I do like 2 horses in this race I'm going to put in to get this pick 5 moved along. I'm going to put the 7 horse, who is I'm a Bad Boy for Louis Mendez. Now, you might look at this and go, what are you putting a maiden in a stakes race? This horse has run 2 very nice races. And yeah, he's 0-2. He's got a second and a third. But Louis Mendez certainly does great work with young horses. And, he knows how to get them ready to go. So this horse, first time out, was a favorite in his maiden debut at Santa Anita. Ended up getting beat by a horse named Rumble King. Rumble King was a big purchase price for Steve Knapp. I think it was like a $250,000 purchase. So Rumble King was certainly a horse to be reckoned with. He ended up closing and winning in a 4.5 furlong race, which is not easy to do. Ended up beating here I'm a Bad Boy pretty much near the wire. So, I will forgive him for that race. And then they gave the horse a bit of a break, about 2 months. Horse came over to Del Mar, and I really like this horse's last race. I mean, the horse was fighting for the lead on the outside, and was 3 wide, fighting for the lead, which is really not where you wanted to be on the track at that point in the meet. And the horse finished up really nicely, just getting beat a nose. So I think this horse has more to give. As I mentioned, Louis Mendez is really good with these young horses. Horse is 4-1, and Ricardo Gonzalez keeps the call. Gonzalez rode the horse very well last time, so I expect, again, another nice ride and another nice account this race. So I've got the 7, I'm a Bad Boy. Then I also got the 9 horse, who is Last Call Zonlo. Last Call Zonlo is a big purchase price, $100,000 for a Calbred. That's pretty good. Peter Miller trains. Miller's got some live horses today, that's for sure. And this horse is 10-1 in the program. But I feel like this horse really looks to be a factor here. I like his last race. First time out, ended up winning the race. It was at Los Alamitos. The horse was 3-5 that day. So he looked, word probably was that he was ready to go, and he showed it. He ran a really nice race. And, sometimes these Los Al shippers, sometimes they do okay at Del Mar, sometimes they don't. They're a little hard to decipher. But I do like the way this horse ran first out. Whenever a horse wins first out, it's always something to pay attention to. And the purchase price being $100,000, there's a lot of promise there. Here's what I'm kind of wondering, though. They ended up gelding the horse after his first start. So kind of wonder about that, but maybe it's just a bad actor around the barn and they needed to do something. And, now they got a racehorse here because there are no future plans beside him being a racehorse. So I do have the 7 and the 9. All right, now let's go to the next race. The next race is the 8th race. It caps off today. It's a mile on the grass, a $30,000 condition claimer, non-winner of 3 races lifetime. And, this field of horses, I don't know, just kind of a lot of middling type of horses. And, I've got the 3 inside horses that I want to put in. So I'm looking to have a live ticket, have 3 horses at the back end and having it covered, would be a nice place to be. So I've got the 1 horse who was Explain This Audit for Craig DeLossie, 5-1 in the program. Armando Ayuso takes the call. This horse has been running some decent races. I like his last race. I ended up running at Del Mar early in the meet and ran in a mile and 3/8 race. And I just thought it was an allowance race, so certainly better level of horses than what he's running up against today. And I just thought the horse ran a nice race. Ran outside for a good part of the race, which wasn't the place you wanted to be. And mile and 3/8, this horse covered a whole lot of ground. So, he's shortening up to a mile. I think Ayuso gets this horse, into a good spot from the 1 hole, could sit back and then just, we'll have the energy to run, at the finish. So I've got the 1 that's Explained This Audit. I'm also going to put the 2 horse, who is Mega Moon. Mega Moon for Peter Miller as well. So Peter Miller does have, kind of a loaded hand today at Del Mar. This horse is 9-2. Antonio Fresu takes the call. This horse has a pretty good record over at Del Mar. 3 starts, a win in 2 seconds. And, this horse shows speed, has been showing speed in his last few races. So maybe this horse ends up going for the lead. And, there's the horse just inside of him and the horse just outside of him are coming off of long races. So they may not be so sharp out of the gate. This horse might just get the jump on the field and get a good position on that first turn. So Mega Moon certainly looks pretty good here. That's the 2. Mega Moon at 9-2. Then I'm also going to put the 3 horse, who is Bee Catcher. Bee Catcher from the Dan Blacker barn. This horse is 3-1 in the program. Maldonado takes the call again. Maldonado has been riding this horse the last few times. Now, Bee Catcher to me looked like a horse that they really wanted to run long. And this horse certainly did try some long races and had run well. His last race he ran in the San Juan Capistrano. So that's a grade 3. Some nice horses that usually run in that race. And, this horse ended up having a lead. They do run downhill there. That's where they start at the 6.5 down the hill. This horse took the lead down the hill, came around, led for a good part of the race and ended up fading to 4th. But that's okay. We'll forgive him. That's a grade 3 San Juan Capistrano. That's certainly a better race than what he's running today at the 30,000 claiming level. So I've got the 1, 2, and 3 in the 8th race to cap off this pick 5. All right, now let's recap here. So the pick 5 starts in the 4th race at Del Mar. It's about 7:30 post time. I'm going to start it off with the 1-7 with the 3-6-9 with the 1-5-7-8 with the 7 and 9, and that's in the graduation stakes. And then to cap off the day, I've got the 1, 2, and 3. So today the ticket is a $72 ticket. So as always, if you see fit, you jump in at that level. If you want to add or subtract, do what you feel is best for you. If you want to play pick 3s or play the pick 4s within that, you do what fits you. So as always, I'm going to wish you the best of trips because the trips give us the good luck at Del Mar. And let's see some good, safe racing. As always, I ask you to please hit the subscribe button. Like, dislike. The subscribe button doesn't cost you anything. It just gets you onto the queue. And, then when new content comes, it's served up to you. like I said, like, dislike, make some comments. Maybe let me know who you might like as well. Let's create a discussion. So as always, I do thank you so much for watching, and good luck today at Del Mar. We'll be back tomorrow.